Welcome back, everyone. I know it's been a long time since I've done any tank updates, and people have been asking, so that's going to change today. I figured, why not start off with the oldest reef tank that I have? This is my 25-gallon Bowfront, which is coming up on about 4 years. I think in October, this tank will have been running for 4 years. So it's definitely my longest continuously running reef tank. And there it is. Well, it's hard to get a nice clean shot of this tank because there's a lot of windows in this room and gets a lot of glare. I'll do the best I can. This would probably look better if you were watching this on like an old 4x3 tube TV because of the shape of this tank. So kind of nothing to see on the sides. But we'll fit it in the best we can. And yeah, so there it is. It's basically this tank has gone through some ups and downs. And I think it's looking pretty good right now. It's looking better than it has in a long time. And that's mostly, I've, done some maintenance on it, and I'm kind of transitioning this. It was kind of a mix match of corals and stuff in here before, different types, and didn't really have a focus on it. But lately I've just been putting more and more soft corals that I have. I'm trying to consolidate them all, and move them into this tank. And I think it's looking pretty good. So this is mostly soft corals. Obviously, there's a couple of other things in here. I got a couple of montipores that have just been in there forever. I've killed them almost. They've come back, and the cycle has continued for several years. But they're still there, looking good right now on a rebound. So yeah, so a couple, I guess SPS right there. There's some montipore that kind of grew up on the overflow there somehow. Just left that alone. And mostly the rest is softies. I do have a hammer coral up there. It's been there forever. I did put a couple of candy cane frags. There's one there and one up there. And there is an Acan echinata down there. What else do we have? There's like a piece of Pavona coral right there. That's been there forever, and it's barely grown because this tank really is not suited for any SPS stuff. But then the rest of the stuff, like the green star polyps, I got some pulsing zinnia, some leather corals, various types, and then this stuff, I think it's Amphilia. It's just going crazy up there. It's like the perfect spot for it. Some toadstool leather. There's some polyps, clove polyps, I think, back there. Some Kenya trees in the back, some gorgonians. I got a pretty good mix of stuff. Some mushrooms. And some zoanthids and these, I don't know if they're button polyps or something, kind of swarmed over the rocks. Took over a big area there, and they've crawled all over the tank. I would like to do something about them. I don't know what I can do, but I think Mile High Reefer did a video where he removed some of his, so maybe I can take another look at that and see if he was successful. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. I like this tank the way it is right now. It's really super simple to take care of. I don't do a whole lot to it at all. I barely do water changes. I think the last one was over a month ago, and before that it was like 4 months or something. Probably should do more, but I just don't. I don't really test this water. Every once in a while, I check the salinity. That's pretty much it. I fill up the auto top off when it ends, when it empties out. I do put a little bit of kalkwasser in it. That's basically the only sort of dosing that happens in here. And I feed the fish, and then the corals get, whatever they get. And talking about the fish, obviously you can see there's two yellow chorus wrasse swimming around. They're a new addition to here. They came out of that little 20-gallon reef that I had. And I bought these guys at Reefapalooza in 2018. Somebody was selling them for $10 each, and I bought two. And they've been together ever since. So they're a new addition in here because I did shut down the 20-gallon tank that I had. and move some stuff around, and these guys ended up in here. There is a tail spot blenny. You might see him up there by the hammer coral. There's a blue damsel, a yellowtail blue damsel, and you see that purple, that's an orchid dottyback. And that's it for the fish. There's some hermit crabs and snails. No shrimp or anything like that are in here. And that's it for the livestock. So I feed the fish. The corals get, whatever they get from the fish food. That's about it. All right, so I'll zoom in and show some of the corals, get a better look at them. It's hard to get good shots sometimes on a bow front tank, but I'll do the best that I can. This is a pretty cool coral. This is called, I believe it's called Anthelia. It's somebody told me, I think, and that's what I've been calling it. If I'm wrong, hey, correct me down below. But I think this is one of those corals that some people consider like a pest or something, sort of like zinnia. I had this, a small frag I bought, and I put it into my 180-gallon tank, and it was about like this. It had grown to about this size, and I put it into 180, and one of my tangs ate it. My powder brown tang used to love eating it, and it nibbled it down to almost nothing. So I took it back out. There were still a couple little stalks left on this little piece of rock. And I've just been keeping it, in various tanks. And it finally ended up in here, and it loves it up there. It's really a cool coral. I mean, it does, lots of motion. I always wonder if I had like a clownfish or something, if they would just like to live in there. Maybe they would. Don't know. I think that would be cool. Might have to try that sometime. But yeah, so that's just kind of up there on top of the rocks, doing its thing. I forgot there was some spongiodes coral down underneath of it. I forgot that was in there. That was another one that I pretty much killed off, but a little bit survived, and it's kind of coming back. So yeah, that's it for that coral. Let's move over to something else. And then here we've got a toadstool leather coral. Not much to say about that. It looks like a mushroom. These things could get pretty big. It's got these nice little polyps that come out. It's kind of a green color to it. Looks pretty nice. Then over here, there are some clove polyps. I put them in. There's like a nice little indentation. There's a nice, back here, there's a rock back there, and it kind of like fit right in this spot. So I put it back there. So I think they will start growing towards the light, and they'll come up on top of this rock eventually. That's a shame this one's all closed up. This is a Kenya tree. This branches out and starts flowing all over the place. I guess somebody must have been messing with it, and it's all closed up right now. And then there is a Euphilia in here. It's been in there forever. This is a purple Euphilia, although it doesn't look very purple. In person, it looks kind of purple. I got this orange filter, I guess which takes out the blue. So it kind of looks like this color, but it is more of a purplish color in person. Yeah, it's just been there forever. Interesting thing is these little, I don't know what kind of algae that is, but it looks kind of neat. It's popping up in a couple places within my tank. So I'm letting that grow. Then these things, these little blue, I don't know if they're clove polyps or some kind of polyps. That's another one that some people say, I think, could be a pest or something, can get all over the place. But I got a small piece of that and stuck it in here, years ago. And that's the extent that it's spread for me. So it hasn't really gone too far. It's jumped a little bit down here. A couple other little spots on the rocks. But in this tank, I don't really care. I want this to be just all kinds of soft corals flowing all over the place. So I'll leave that one do its thing. And let's move the camera down a little bit. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm not going to go over every single coral, but we'll get a some of the more interesting pieces, I guess. All right, so that's better. There's a leather coral. I don't know if that's finger leather. I don't know exactly what kind it is, but it's pretty neat. It's got these little polyps on it that stick out. It's kind of a peach color. It's a nice looking little coral. And then down below it, there is the pulsing zinnia. And I've got it contained on this little island rock, but if it jumps out onto the main rocks, I don't really mind, because again, this is kind of a low maintenance tank. Just kind of going to let it do its thing. There's some various mushrooms. There's that acan up there. This actually, I do need to frag some pieces of this Montipora off. This is a pretty cool piece, and I'm going to see if I can turn the lights to blue. You can see it. Yeah, you can see those polyps are like bright yellow. I think it's called a starburst Montipora. That's a pretty cool one. Let's put that back to where it should be. And then some Sunny D's, purple Monties, and another type of leather coral on this side. And there you have it. So yeah, this is pretty much my low maintenance reef tank. I don't do a whole lot of water changes or testing or anything on this. Soft corals are pretty easy to take care of. I just let them do their thing and just enjoy the tank. So I guess that's about it for this update. It's gone on pretty long. You guys have any questions, drop them below. And I'll see if I can do some updates on the other tanks that I have. So with that said, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.